Question 1. What is Power BI? In simple terms, we can say that Power BI is a cloud-based data sharing environment. It allows you to build reports or dashboards and share your analysis and insights with anyone from the Microsoft Cloud. Not only that, with Power BI, your colleagues are able to interact with your reports to apply filters and slicers to the data. Next, you may be asked to list the major components of Power BI. In no particular order. They are Power Query, Power Q&A, Power Pivot, Power BI Desktop, Power Map and Power BI mobile applications. All these will be explained in detail in this video, so continue watching. Question 3. What data sources can Power BI connect to? As you may know that the list of Power BI sources is very extensive. You can start by mentioning files. In Power BI, data may be imported from Excel, SharePoint as well as from other Power BI desktop files called PBIX extension files. Power BI also has connectors which enable you to fetch data from databases and other datasets such as SQL Server, Azure SQL, SQL Server Analysis Service, tabular data, and so much more. Next, we will look at the different connectivity modes available in Power BI. This is a very famous question. At number 1 we have the import mode. This is the default mode since it is most frequently used and delivers fast performance. Import mode can integrate data from multiple sources such as web, Excel and SharePoint, ERP and CRM, and so much more. Do not forget to note that a gateway is always required for on-premises data sources in Power BI. The next connectivity mode is called the direct query mode. This is another method of importing data with query to retrieve the data from a pre-existing data source. Direct query is most preferred when working with large datasets. This is because when the volume of data is too large, then the refresh will take a very long time. The last type of connectivity mode is called the composite connection mode. This mode is a hybrid mode because it is a combination of both import mode and direct query mode. It is also good to emphasize that the composite mode of connection supports calculated tables and the direct query mode doesn't. The composite mode delivers the best of import query and direct query modes. Question 5. What are the advantages of using Power BI? You can start by mentioning that Power BI enables you to visualize information and provide insights using powerful templates and visualizations which are already embedded in the software. It can also input very large volumes of data and therefore is perfect for enterprise data reporting. Power BI enables users to actually query the presented reports using DAX language. Lastly, you can mention that the interface is very user-friendly and therefore very beneficial to end users who may not have a high technical ability. Now that we have covered the advantages, you may also be required to list the limitations of Power BI. The first limitation is when working with large sums of data. Although it supports input from large sums of data source, it can sometimes time out during the process. Power BI also limits who you share your data with. The reports can be shared with only users who have the same Office 365 domain. Lastly, Power BI can connect to real-time data sources. However, there are very limited data sources that allow real-time connection to the Power BI dashboards. Question 7. What is a Power BI dashboard? You can say the dashboard is a canvas which creates and presents the story using templates and visualizations to simply understand the data. In essence, the dashboard is a single-page report and only contains highlights of the data. Question 8. Power BI provides a variety of options to filter the report data. Number 1. Page-level filters. These filters only work at page level, although different pages or tabs in the report may have the same page-level filters. Next is the visual-level filters. These are filters which only work on an individual visualization respectively. They work by reducing the amount of data which one can see. Moreover, visual-level filters can filter both data and calculations. Number 3. The last type of filters is the report-level filters. These filters work on the entire report, filtering all pages and visualizations included in that report. Next question. What are content packs in Power BI? Content packs for services are pre-built solutions for popular services to form part of the Power BI experience. The Power BI service content allows the Power BI users to quickly connect to a variety of services and get customized report and dashboards built on top of their data from those services. Microsoft has released content packs for Salesforce, Adobe Analytics, QuickBooks Online and so many more. Question 10. Explain what SSBI is. Self-Service Business Intelligence. SSBI is an approach to data analytics that enables the business end users to filter, segment, and analyze their data without the in-depth technical knowledge in statistical analysis or business intelligence. SSBI has certainly made it easier for end users to access their data and create various visuals to get better business insights. Additionally, anyone who has a basic understanding of the data can create reports to build intuitive and shareable dashboards with Power BI. The next question focuses on the 3 Power BI versions or rather licenses which are available at the moment. The first version is Microsoft Power BI Free or desktop version. This version is perfect for anybody who wants to see their business insights from their data with visualizations. It is completely free. At number 2 is the Microsoft Power BI Pro version. This is the full version of Power BI which enables unlimited viewing, reporting, and the sharing of reports with multiple users. At number 3 is the Microsoft Power BI Premium version. This one is perfect for enterprise because it is not a per-user license. This license provides a dedicated unit capacity for all users in the organization. Question 12. What is Power BI Desktop? It is a free desktop version of Power BI which can be installed on your computer. Power BI Desktop works cohesively with Power BI the service by providing advanced data exploration, shaping, modeling, and creating reports with highly interactive visualizations. In Power BI Desktop, you can save your work to a file, or you can publish it to the Power BI site in order to be shared with your users. Question 13. What is the maximum data limit per client for the free version of Power BI? With a free license, a user can use 10 GB of storage in the cloud for hosting Power BI reports. Additionally, the maximum size a Power BI report can be in the cloud is 1 GB. Next question is about the Power BI Gateway. This is a very famous question as well. In simple terms, you can mention that the Power BI Gateway serves as a pathway between your on-premise data and the cloud-based applications. It is also secure and encrypted. The Power BI on-premise gateway also support both import and direct query modes which were mentioned in our video earlier. Question 15. What is Power Query? We can define Power Query as an ETL tool used to shape, clean, and transform data using intuitive interfaces which do not require extensive coding. Power Query helps the user to import data from a wide range of data sources also mentioned earlier in this video. With Power Query, you can also join and append data from multiple data sources, as well as shape the data as per the requirement. The next question is also related to Power Query. What language is used in Power Query? Power Query uses a new programming language called M-Code. M-Code is easy to use and it is also similar to existing languages. Another important note about M-Code programming language is that it is case sensitive. Question 17. Can we refresh the Power BI reports once they have been uploaded to the cloud? The short answer is yes. The Power BI reports can be refreshed through the Data Management Gateway for SharePoint, and they can also be refreshed through the Power BI Personal Gateway. In addition to this, Power BI has a really cool feature which enables you to schedule your report refresh. Next question. What is Power BI Designer? Power BI Designer is a standalone application where we can make Power BI reports and then later upload them to the powerbi.com site. Actually, you can say that it is a combination of Power Query, Power Pivot, as well as Power View. Power BI Designer also provides the ability to add relationships in your datasets. On that note, what is Power View? This is a visualization technology which lets you create interactive charts, graphs, maps, and other visuals which bring your data to life. Power View is available in Excel, SharePoint, SQL Server, and Power BI. Question 20. What is Power BI Q&A? This is natural language tool that helps in querying your data and getting the results you need. With Power Q&A, You simply type into a dialog box on your dashboard and the engine will generate an answer instantly. In other words, Q&A interprets your questions and shows you a restated query of what it is looking for in the data. You are truly finding value if you have made it to this far in the video. Please support our channel by giving this video a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. The next series of questions is related to DAX, so keep watching. So, what is DAX? DAX stands for Data Analysis Expression, and it is a functional language which can create calculated columns and measures for smarter calculations, to limit the data that the dashboard has to fetch and visualize. Next question. What are the three fundamental concepts of DAX? We have the syntax. This is the formula which includes the DAX functions. If the syntax is incorrect, it will result in an error. Then we have functions. There are arguments with specific orders to perform. Functions help to calculate any particular order as required. And lastly we have context. There are two types of context in DAX. There is row context, which is used when a formula has a function that applies a filter to identify a row in a table. The second context is the filter context. Filter context is used when one or more filters are used to get a value. Question 23. How is the filter function used in DAX? The filter function returns a table with a filter applied for each of its source table rows. So good to mention that the filter function is rarely used in isolation. In most cases the filter function is used as a parameter to other functions such as calculate. Important to note. Filter function is an iterator. This means that it can negatively impact performance over large source tables. The next question looks at the common table functions for grouping data. We now have two functions for grouping data, and they are summarize and summarize columns. Summarize is the main group by function in SSAS. The recommended practice is to specify table and group by columns and not metrics. To do this you can use the add columns function. The next common table function for grouping data is the summarize columns function. This is the new group by function for SSAS and Power BI. It is more efficient. The last question is, what are calculated columns? Calculated columns are DAX expressions that are computed during the model's processing for each row of the column. And they can be used like another column in the model. Calculated columns are not compressed, and thus consume more memory and result in reduced query performance. They can also reduce the processing and the refresh performance if applied on large fact tables, and can make a model more difficult to maintain or support. Lastly, always keep in mind that the calculated columns are never present in the source database. We hope this video will give you an advantage in your preparation. If you would like us to create a specific video for you, comment down below with the topic of the video, to encourage us to continue making such content. Let us know what you appreciated about this video and how we can improve the content. Please subscribe and thank you for watching. Goodbye.